Rob Pelinka, national embarrassment right now. I like the man personally, but a national embarrassment right now because the bottom line is you want to sit there and you assume that anybody wearing the purple and gold, you can make amends. But in the end, if you are a coach, you don't play, but you're around the players every day. Schematically, you're the one devising the game plan. You're the one assigned to motivate people and everything like that. The Los Angeles Lakers quit these last several weeks of the season. Quit on Frank Vogel. So you couldn't ingratiate yourself with them enough to make sure they were giving max effort at all times. Have you seen the Los Angeles Lakers, the fast break points they were giving up last night? Have you seen it throughout the season? They're not hustling back on defense. They're not prioritizing team play. They were a bunch of individuals living in la-la, enjoying the sunshine. I'm sorry, that's on Frank Vogel. Now, I understand that the man won a championship a couple of years ago. I'm not saying he can't coach. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to be a head coach in the NBA. But in this place, Tinseltown, in Los Angeles, he ain't the guy for the job.
Nor is Luke Walton either. So we're going to throw him out with the dishwater. Luke Walton, we're going to throw him out, and then we're going to throw him out too. How about LeBron take a little responsibility?
I think he deserves a lot of it. What about the stars? What about LeBron James?
What about the stars, not the coaches?
How could you ask me that question? Have I not sat up there and said on numerous occasions, Molly Q, that LeBron James has culpability in all of this? He's the one that okayed bringing Westbrook there. He's the one that okayed all of that. Okay, so there's no question he took a hit. Now, there are people who would argue on his behalf and say, Stephen A., you get exhausted. You're arguing on the phone with them. You're saying, hell no, you shouldn't do this. They don't want to listen. They want to do what they want to do. And LeBron James just threw up his hands and said, bump it. Okay, they want to say all of that. Here's my problem with LeBron James. An MVP candidate as a player, horrible as a GM this year. He definitely deserves culpability. But in the end, if you're the head coach, what the hell is your job? To sit up there and hold signs up? You got to get the job done.
So we're going to fire him now and try somebody else. So this is another Mike Brown. This is another David Black. This is another Luke Walton. How many coaches do we get?
You can look at it that way, but here's another way to look at it.
Fair question.
Here's another way to look at it. Frank Vogel was never really wanted in the first place. Do you know where Frank Vogel was before he got the Lakers job?
They wanted Jason Kidd. I know you've told me this 1,000 times.
Stay with me. Do you know where Frank Vogel was before he got the job?
Assistant somewhere.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
He was here. He's not going to get up. He was going to get up with Mike Greenberg. That's what he was. Okay. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. They wanted Ty Lue. But guess what? They wanted to pick his staff for him. They wanted Jason Kidd, but they were scared to give him the head coaching job because of past transgressions, and so they had him as an assistant on the bench. They were supposed to have him as an assistant on the bench with Frank Vogel there just to sit up there the first 2 years, and then Jason Kidd was supposed to take over the job, but they wanted to chip in the bubble, so they kept him, and you let go of Jason Kidd.
Stephen A.
In the end, you got to do the job.
Stephen A., so say they had Kidd, say they had Lue. Let's do this thought experiment. Sure. Where would the Lakers be right now? How different would it be?
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Even with an injured Anthony Davis, they're at least a 500 team, and they're in the playoffs as a 7th or 8th seed. They ain't losing out on a play in New Orleans or San Antonio.
So you're going to throw him out? He wants LeBron making $50 million, who brought Westbrook in. Davis never plays. Vogel wins a championship in a tough spot in the bubble in Orlando, which was not easy after that 4-month gap, which was not that long ago, by the way. But now we're going to throw him out and find somebody else.
You want to throw Nash out with all he's been through?
Well, Nash didn't win a championship,
Excuse me, that was in the bubble. Yeah, listen, do you realize that the Lakers, are you ready for this? Do you realize that in the Frank Vogel, LeBron James, Anthony Davis era, do you know that the Los Angeles Lakers have not won a home playoff series because everything they did was in the bubble? The first year, LeBron didn't make the playoffs. Last year, they won they lost in the first round.
Series.
This year, they're not even making the playoffs. The Los Angeles Laker Nation at the Staples Center, now Crypto.com, haven't even seen them win.
Let me ask you a question. If LeBron went up there today and said, you know what, my fault, don't fire the head coach, he'd stay.
Yeah.
Why doesn't LeBron have? Oh, he'd stay.
Tell me.
If LeBron had a press conference and said, hey, listen, we had a lousy year. It's my responsibility. I'm getting $40 million. I want a Westbrook in here. We're not throwing this guy out with the dishwater. If he did that right now, he'd be coaching the team.
I got to tell you this, in all seriousness. I don't know if that's true. You know why? Because I think that right now, there's a divide that exists with LeBron and management. And management is like, nah, we trusted you enough. We ain't trusting that. So guess what? We going to do what we need to do. Now, that's not to say it would be the right thing because, again, Linda Rambis. I know nobody in the history of basketball knows that name, you know. I mean, I'm the one that's publicizing this name outside of LA. Nobody knows who this woman is, okay? Linda Rambis, the wife of Kurt Rambis, and by default, Kurt Rambis actually have a significant say in basketball decisions for the Los Angeles Lakers. This is what you call a global basketball atrocity. That's what it is. And as far as I'm concerned, Vogel's in the middle of that. He can't offset it. It's not his fault, but he can't offset it.
Maybe he should go back to Cleveland then.
They just won a
They've got a better record.
Which gives him the right to go
That's the problem
elsewhere.
with the Lakers. When things go bad, make the coach the scapegoat. They'll do that the next year, the year after, the year after. There's no continuity. There's no stability.
I did not say the man doesn't deserve to be a coach. You won the championship. That should earn you the right to be in a more stable situation.
All right.
Tinseltown is different. Get the hell out of there. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.